Welcome back to another episode on Connie Celica, our 1977 Toyota Celica. It's time for me to take this thing to GT Customs for a roll bar and some other fabrication work, which means it's time to pull the motor out by myself. Pete's away on his honeymoon, Ken's working, Moose is working. I'm flying solo on this one, guys. In case you guys are wondering why I took the whole front end off or why I'm in the process of doing that, it's so that I can pull out this cross member, pull the radiator out, and then the whole engine just comes out through this big opening. Makes it much easier. So I figured, you know, rather than trying to battle to get it out of the top, I'm just going to pull the whole front end off. It's a quick job, as you just saw. Like that, the front is a wide open hole waiting for Beamsy to get pulled out of. That sounded dirty and was not my intention, but what was really dirty, what is the, oh man, my shadow, the water that came out of the engine was just like chocolate milk. It was disgusting brown. You can kind of see it here on the towel. Just not a pleasant color. Obviously when you buy a motor from a JDM importer, it's sat around a while, and it sat around for another year at my place, so lots of rusty water coming out of there. It's a good thing we got this flush done. All right, time to pull the drive shaft, the header, disconnect the exhaust, disconnect the wiring, get this thing ready to come out. As you can see, I've moved on to pulling the harness through the firewall. I've disconnected the ECU, I've disconnected power. Moving on to disconnecting vacuum lines, a few more power lines. And then I think it's just a matter of pulling the header, getting this thing on an engine hoist, unbolting it from the engine and trans mounts, and lifting it out of here. So let's keep going. Well, there he is in all his glory. Beamsy is out of his home temporarily, and I'm going to take this opportunity to give him a good cleanup. I'll probably paint the block and paint the pulleys and just make them look fresh. I don't know about the transmission, you can't really see it, so I'll probably leave it alone, but I'll do some cleanup in the engine bay too. There's a little bit of rust showing through on the subframe now that I want to pour 15. And really this is what all that work was about. These two holes, that hole down there needs to get filled for the throttle pedal to be bolted up properly, and there's a hole in the transmission tunnel that needs to be patched up, so that's why we pulled the motor, so that Mike could get at these properly and weld them up nice and clean. So time to load the old girl up onto the trailer and head for GT Customs. Took a couple hours, by the way, but I was working at a nice let's call it leisurely pace, because it is hot. By the way, I don't know if we ever properly thanked you guys for our 100,000 subscribers silver play button award here, but thank you guys for continuing to feed our families and feed our needs for speed. But behind here we have a thermometer, and you can see it's 30 degrees Celsius in here, so what's that, like 85 Fahrenheit? It's hot as balls in here, people.
It's hot as balls.
Actually, that's incorrect.
It is precisely hotter than Satan's asshole.
As if by magic, Connie's on the trailer. We're ready to go to GT Customs. And my buddy Dano actually took pity on me. He's keeping me company. Let's do this. We made it. We're in GT Customs backyard. This is Mike Cattell. We've been talking for years about doing something together.
Finally.
We finally kind of had something that made sense to haul out here to Oshawa. A little noisy in the shop right now, which
Yeah,
is why
Chris is making a bunch of noise.
yeah, they're doing cool shit in there. We'll show you some of their stuff, but Connie's here with no motor in it. We've had a quick chat about what to do, so Mike has a plan about what he's going to do to the firewall and what we're going to do with the roll bar. We'll save that for the next episode, so we're not going to give away any secrets just yet.
No hints.
But
Hints,
let's
no
maybe we'll tip them off with some stuff that you did to the battle wagon over here.
yeah, of course.
Here is the internet famous battle wagon that Mike built in a record time. You pulled this thing out of like a junkyard in what, the winter?
Yeah, in January 25th, and today is May 29th. And I
Man.
finished it about a month and a half ago.
And it's not a project that most people would tackle in that amount of time, as we'll show you inside, but the engine bay has the correct engine.
Beams!
You've got more beams action here, kids.
All the beams.
We love the beams.
No cool trumpets.
But yeah, it's lacking ITBs, Mike. What's going on?
They have trumpets in there.
That's
You
true.
Just can't see them.
They do. Well, we'll...
And it's so dusty. I know
It
you
is
say
dusty.
you can't see it, but
It's all bass boated in here, which is kind of Mike's signature look in his engine bays. Oh wow,
Full
it's S13 front.
cross
Oh wow.
member, everything. So
Sick.
S13 control arms, S13 coilovers, everything.
Oh wow, so good. I just love that you left it all like patinaed.
Yeah. I think that's the best part, because you go inside and it's all like, I don't know, you see cool, nice race cars, they're usually white.
Yeah.
Like, and like the motor fix cars, like they have their beige tan car, and it's all just white.
no. Okay, what inspired you to go this direction in the rear suspension?
I kind of just went along with it and just did it. Read a lot online. There's a lot of really good information, like insane, like stock car racing and stuff. There's so much to do with four links, and I just kept it real super basic and straight. Keep it simple, stupid. Like kept it kind of straightforward, because you can go wild for it and you can get it the tuning, length, and there's a lot of stuff to it. So I just kept it really simple, just equal four link and a panhard bar, so you can adjust it so it sits straight, and then some QA1 coilovers with some S13 springs I had laying around. It seems pretty good.
It's working well. You've been to the track on it?
Yeah, we've been to the track last week. It was great. Had some little issues with it. It was really wet and rainy, and the car felt a little twitchy, and I found tie rod was a little loose. So like
Okay.
variable toe will make your car twitchy.
Well, we're going to the track on Friday, so we're going to
Yeah.
see this thing in action. And matter of fact,
Gonna make some umbois.
yeah, we're going to make some beamsy noises. I'm going to sit in here and watch Mike do some skids from the cockpit, which is also super rad. He's got this cool old Defi dash in here.
Yeah, that's all the gauges.
Anyway, we'll show you more of this on Friday. Let's maybe we should jump inside and we can have a look at your E30 and your
Yeah, we
E46.
can go look at other broken stuff.
We got the tunes going in here. They got the flat screen up there. This is a nice workspace. We got cutting going on over there.
Chris working away.
And we've got Jovers.
Race car. Jover's had this car for over 20 years. Can you
Wow.
imagine owning a car for 20 years?
I
That
can,
blows
because
my
I'm
mind.
old. Well, this is an A86, obviously. It's a coupe.
This is an 886 coupe. I think it's an 85.
85, okay.
And it has, this is Pat Sears DMC winning motor.
Oh, wow.
And his Corolla.
Okay.
So he sold his whole setup to Drover a while ago, and it worked. This car's had many versions.
Yes.
I have no idea what version this is. Oh my
You've
God.
got your E46 up here, right?
Yeah. This
With
is,
your bass boat engine bay that's lacking a motor.
lacking a motor.
What would
Motor's on
normally
the
go in
stand.
that hole?
Yeah, it's a 1JZ VVTi motor. So I had this car running all last year and the year before. And some motor issues near the end of the year. Had an oil filter delete itself and blow up and wanted like rod
Ouch.
bearing. Yeah, bad stuff.
Ouch.
Oil filters aren't supposed to delete themselves.
Nice.
So now I have my new motor that I'm just waiting for my head to come back. As soon as that comes back, slap that all back together, and that should I should have the motor and all the stuff in it mid between Connie. It's all going to be together. So.
Mike shares our problem of having too many project cars.
This one works until the weekend. I need to do a clutch. I'm gonna clutch today, so it'll work tomorrow.
And like a true car guy, it's not the original motor. It's, this is a 1.8?
1.8 out of it's actually out of a 99, 98 Passat. Because
Oh, wow.
Passats actually sit longitudinally in the
Okay.
engine bay, but they have this weird transaxle to go four-wheel drive. And it's just OEM BMW rad.
Man, I love
stock.
it.
It's
Nice,
just a
super
factory
simple setup,
KO4.
right?
Yeah, it just runs like 16, 17 pounds. Makes tons of cool turbo sounds.
Plus, look at it.
It looks cool.
It's so cool. I love it. Can you get it any lower though, Mike? Can you
It
get
used
any
to be lower. It hits the steering rack a
Yeah,
lot.
you are low, man. You can actually street drive this in Oshawa?
Yeah, no, your streets aren't even bad, man. Going down to Toronto and stuff, it's where you're like kind of puckered up the entire time. But around here, it's no problem, honestly.
I love it. Well, thanks for the quick tour. We're gonna come back as soon as you're working on the roll bar, show people some of your handiwork,
More
and
cool stuff.
looking forward to getting Connie safer and stiffer and all that good stuff.
Less holier.
Exactly.